In a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and a deep, whispering forest, lived a woodcutter. Every morning, just as the sun began to warm the earth, he would set out with his axe over his shoulder, his steps steady on the familiar path. The forest greeted him with the scent of damp earth and pine and the songs of birds hidden among the leaves. The woodcutter was a man of simple habits and immense strength. He could fell a tree with a rhythm that seemed to dance with the echoes of his own axe. He would then chop the fallen giant into manageable logs, his muscles working in a familiar, comforting routine. He'd bind the logs into a heavy bundle, hoist it onto his back, and begin the long walk home. But the wood he carried was not his heaviest burden. As he walked, his mind was a forest of its own, dense with thoughts, tangled with worries. With each step, his thoughts grew louder. He worried about the coming winter, wondering if his woodpile was high enough. He replayed conversations from the day before, questioning every word he had spoken. He thought about the cracks in his cottage roof and the mending his wife's shawl needed. His shoulders ached, not just from the weight of the wood, but from the invisible load of his anxieties. The further he walked, the heavier everything felt. The path seemed to stretch on forever, and the sun, which had been a friend in the morning, now felt like a harsh judge, watching him struggle. His breath became short, his steps a weary shuffle. The joy he once found in the forest was lost, buried under a mountain of his own making. One afternoon, exhausted and overwhelmed, he stumbled. The bundle of wood tumbled to the ground with a loud thud, scattering logs across the path. The woodcutter sank down onto a mossy rock, his head in his hands. He felt a profound sense of defeat. Why was everything so difficult? Why was the journey always so hard? He sat there for a long time, the sounds of the forest slowly seeping back into his awareness. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves overhead, creating a soft, soothing whisper. He noticed a single leaf detach from a high branch, twirling and dancing on the wind, floating effortlessly before landing softly at his feet. It carried nothing. It simply was. In that quiet moment, something shifted within him. He looked at the scattered logs on the ground. They were just wood. Heavy, yes, but not impossibly so. The real weight, he realized, was not on his back but inside his head. He had been carrying the past and the future with him on every single step. He was carrying yesterday's regrets and tomorrow's fears, and they were far heavier than any bundle of wood. Slowly, he stood up. He decided to try something different. He took a deep, deliberate breath, filling his lungs with the clean forest air. As he exhaled, he imagined all his worries, all his overthinking, leaving him with that breath, drifting away like dandelion seeds on the wind. He began to gather the logs, one by one. But this time, he focused only on the task at hand, the rough texture of the bark under his fingers, the earthy smell of the wood, the solid weight of each piece.
He didn't think about the winter, or the roof, or anything else.
He just gathered the wood. When the bundle was tied once more, he carefully lifted it onto his back. It was still heavy, but it felt manageable. He took his first step, focusing only on the feeling of his foot meeting the earth. Then the next step, and the next. He wasn't thinking about the end of the path, only the step he was taking right now. He listened to the birdsong without trying to name the birds. He felt the sunlight on his skin without worrying if it was too hot. His mind, once a noisy marketplace of anxieties, grew quiet. The journey home did not magically become shorter, but it felt lighter. His breathing was even, his heart calm. When he finally saw his cottage through the trees, a gentle smile touched his lips. He had walked this path 1,000 times, but today, for the first time in a long while, he felt like he had truly arrived. He had learned that the heaviest burdens are the ones we choose to carry in our minds, and that sometimes all we need to do is stop, breathe, and let go of what we no longer need to carry. Life feels so much easier when we just focus on the step we are taking, right here, right now. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more quiet reflections. Take care.